Today I want to talk about horror movies that had crazy viral marketing campaigns. Some would say that these campaigns went a little too far in trying to seem real and blurred the lines between fiction and reality to an uncomfortable degree. So let's get started. And when you think about found footage movies, you probably think about the Blair Witch or the Paranormal Activity franchise. While the Paranormal Activity series of movies, I don't know how many there are at this point. Like 73? I don't know. There's at least 2. Anyway, and while, Paranormal Activity, it was a popular series and continues to be, the Blair Witch Project took it to a whole new level and really set a standard for found footage marketing. And it pretty much kickstarted the entire genre of the found footage horror movie. In case you didn't know or have forgotten, the plot of the Blair Witch, that's an entirely different movie. But now I need to see a movie called The Blair Witch. The plot of the Blair Witch movie centered around 3 student filmmakers going into the woods of Maryland to investigate the urban legend of a supernatural entity called the Blair Witch. The footage they had taken in the woods is supposedly found 10 years later. Ta-da! Hit movie! So, in 1999, when the film came out, the internet was still in a toddler stage, and there was very little social media. Going viral wasn't really a concept. And headed by creators Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez, the Blair Witch marketing team started by spreading rumors about these lost student filmmakers. They planted stories among the public, they passed out missing person flyers, and shared photos from police reports that I assume were fake yet convincing, and even went as far as having fake news stories written up by small local papers about these supposedly missing student filmmakers. They also made a website and made it purposely to look like it was put together by students. And honestly, if you looked at websites from way back in the way back, they pretty much all look like they were made by students compared to the slick and easy to use websites that you see now. But the website for Blair Witch, it described the myth of the Blair Witch and gave personal information about each of the 3 missing student filmmakers. The marketing team also went on message boards, posing as just random citizens that were concerned about the missing students. They shared photos, theories, and were asking questions that would get people talking about the situation, to get interest in the film. They even manipulated the IMDb information page about the film, changing the actors' biographies instead of giving like a date of birth and how old they are and all that stuff like you usually see. They edited them to state that each of these actors was missing and presumed dead. And then the Blair Witch team partnered with the Sci-Fi Channel to make a short documentary on the case. And, that just further, everything they're doing here is just like making people say, is this real? There's either like, you believe it's real, you think, hey, this might be real. Or you think it's definitely not real, but they're doing a lot of convincing stuff to make you think it is. And my cat is hollering. I'm going to let him in the room because he's just going to keep hollering. So for the opening weekend of the Blair Witch Project, the marketing team took out a full-page ad in Variety magazine, which was very popular at the time. But instead of bragging about the film's opening gross numbers, the copy read, BlairWitch.com, 21,222,589 hits to date, which was, the number of people that had visited the website. And that would drive more people to visit the website to see what this was all about. In 1999, keep in mind, like I said, the internet was still kind of young as far as people using it on a daily basis in their home. And only about 190 million people used the internet at that time. So more than 11% of all internet users visited the website for this one movie. The Blair Witch Project production budget was $25,000, the price of, an economy car. And it ended up making $250 million. Did they go too far? Maybe. but it obviously paid off for them. Now get in the DeLorean because we are time traveling to 2022 and a movie I'm sure you remember seeing advertised, at least if you didn't see the actual movie. I didn't see the actual movie. I'm really bad about saying, oh, I want to see that movie and then never getting around to seeing the movie. But the movie Smile, which is about a psychiatrist who feels threatened by a paranormal being after a traumatic incident with a patient. The movie marketers placed actors in the stands at televised baseball games, giving that creepy smile from the movie poster and, very off-putting. Some blended in with the crowd, and some were a little more obvious. They also started a website called SmileSightings.com, which you can view on the Wayback Machine, asking visitors to report any creepy smilers they saw in public, and promoting a smile Snapchat filter. The website shows a phone number that says, if you see a smile, kind of vague, call 201-365-4067, and if you call it, you get a recorded message. Did I call it? I did not call it. You go ahead, tell me. I think I was gonna call it, and then I was like, what if it goes to some other, like the number has been changed to something that's not gonna be toll-free and I'm gonna get some ridiculous charge on my phone bill. You can take that risk. I'm not doing it, but let me know. All right. Not a lot to say about Smile. It was pretty much all about the smile and people smiling in a very, very specific way. Okay, on to this guy, Mr. Twist Ending himself. I'm gonna say it right. M. Night Shyamalan. His real name is Larry Smith. Just kidding. It's this. I'm not trying to pronounce that. It would be insulting to Mr. M. Night. But wouldn't it be hilarious if he was actually Larry Smith from Pensacola? He does like to make up stories about his life, like he did for the 2004 film The Village. Another one I was definitely going to watch and then never got around to. It's a tale about an isolated village with some spooky shit going on. I'm sure everybody has seen it but me, so you know. The Sci-Fi Channel, is that channel still around? I don't even know. They released a 3-hour, quote-unquote, unauthorized documentary called The Buried Secret of M. Night Shyamalan. The documentary claimed the director drowned as a child and was revived only to realize he could now communicate with the dead. The Buried Secret of M. Night Shyamalan campaign went further, putting out fake press releases and encouraging journalists to write inaccurate articles about the documentary. Before its release, Shyamalan allegedly tried to stop the documentary from airing when the questions became too personal. Like, did you agree to do a documentary claiming that you died and can now talk to dead people? What did they ask you that was too personal? But it doesn't matter because the whole thing was a hoax, and of course Shyamalan was behind it. A Sci-Fi Channel representative said, quote, we created a fictional special that was part fact and part fiction, and Night was part of the creation from the beginning. Of course he was. I don't know if I'd put this very high on the scale of going too far, because did anybody watch it and think, wow, this guy really did die and can now communicate with the dead? I don't know if anybody thought that. Nope. And if they did believe that, they probably believed that kind of stuff and other wild allegations anyway, so I don't think this one caused any undue concern for the public. Not like the Blair Witch and the thinking there are actual missing people. I don't think. It's lame. But it's very M. Night Shyamalan of him to do. Let's move on away from Larry Smith from Pensacola and talk about the movie Cloverfield, which came out in 2008 and is a film about a monster rampaging through New York. A year prior to the movie's premiere, a trailer for a movie ran before the film Transformers. The trailer did not include a title and ended with text that read, "In theaters 1/18/08. Internet sleuths, and I'm actually awake right now. I'm not doing this after work. I'm doing it before work. That's pretty bad. Internet sleuths searched the web for plot clues to see what the vague advertisement was about. I can't say any words and I'm not gonna... whatever. Some thought the trailer was for a new Godzilla or Lost movie. Some misheard the line, "It's alive," as "It's a lion," leading them to think the film was a Voltron adaptation. Who are these people? Many websites were created for the film, including ones for a fake drink called Slusho and a fictional company called Togurato. The characters in the film had MySpace pages and even blogs. On Cloverfieldmovie.com, you could watch the trailer for the movie and text the word Cloverfield to 33287 and receive a ringtone of the monster's roar and a wallpaper of a destroyed Manhattan, which for a movie premiering after 9/11 seems really tacky, to put it mildly. Trying to access Cloverfieldmovie.com, because I'm not calling any numbers, but I'll try to go to the website. So I tried to go to Cloverfieldmovie.com on the Wayback Machine, got this, which redirected me to a Facebook page that accused me of speeding. I wish I could show you the trailer, but Paramount will break my kneecaps, and I need them. Here are some screenshots, though. I'll walk you through if you don't remember it and don't feel like watching the trailer yourself. Alright, we got some young folks having happy fun party time. Seems to be a going away party for some guy named Rob. Rob is going to Japan. Everyone loves and is going to miss Rob. And then it's scary time. Lights flicker and go out, and there is a weird staticky noise coming from everywhere. The partygoers start watching the news to see what's going on. The news tells them what they already know: weird noise and lights out across the city. Party people go to the roof. Roof people hear roar and see explosion in the distance. Fireballs start to hit buildings, so party people run back inside. Party people join the crowds of people running through the streets. Person yells, "It's alive! It's huge!" No one thanks him for that incredibly vague information. Lady Liberty joins the party. Then we get producer info, and that's it. So, certainly seems like a monster movie. Many people claim to have been disappointed when they saw the movie, as it wasn't what they expected. But it seemed to be a monster movie, and I haven't seen it. I remember I wanted to see it, but I kept forgetting, like the other movies, and putting it off, so I can't give a personal review. But the storyline on IMDb describes it as a monster attacking New York, which is what I would assume from the trailer. So I don't know what the disappointed people were expecting. Were they expecting a romantic comedy? I don't know. If you've seen it, put a comment down below of what you expected when you went to see Cloverfield, and if it was what you expected, because it just seemed like a monster movie, and it was a monster movie. So maybe these people are very confused. Anyhow, this video has already gotten longer than I expected, and there's more wild horror movie marketing campaigns to talk about, so I'm gonna wrap it up here and do a part 2. For now, let me know if you remember any of the campaigns I talked about. I will see you in part 2. Bye!